Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night, everyone. Alright, this is our first official project meeting for the project. Is X-Watt Modular Battery Swap Station Development, or we call BSS. I'm Lutfi, and I will be acting as the facilitator for today's meeting. Alright, before we start, let me introduce my team and our roles for today. Tarki will serve as our timekeeper. He'll keep us on track and signal when we are approaching the time limit for each agenda item.
That's right. I'll be watching the clock so we can keep things efficient. Please try to stay within the time allocated for each topic.
Right, then Akbar will be our recorder, responsible for documenting the discussion, decision, and action items.
Got it. I'll make sure every important point is captured. Please speak clearly so nothing gets missed.
And we have also Pinot, or we call Rifano, and Muhammad Refa Aikal as our technical members. Each of you will contribute its side on the technical aspect we'll be discussing today. Aksa, Akso, Rifano, dan Heka, glad to have you on board. Right?
Okay, okay.
Alright, before we dive into the agenda, let's quickly go over how this meeting will work. We have a few ground rules I like everyone to follow through the session. First, one speaker at a time. Please avoid interrupting when someone is speaking. Raise your hand or wait for the current speaker to finish. Second, respect all opinions, even you disagree. Let's keep the dialogue constructive and professional. We are here to solve problems, not to win arguments. Third, stay on the topic. If something comes up that outside our agenda, Archie or I will pause it for later so we stay on schedule. And fourth, assume good intent. Everyone here wants this project to succeed. Let's approach everything with a positive mindset and quit any question about the ground rules.
No questions. That's clear, okay.
Alright, perfect. Let's begin. So for today, first substantive agenda item, where are we with the project overall? Let me give a quick summary. And I like each of you to jump in if there's anything to add. As of now, we are in the early planning phase. The three main things we are currently working on are: one, the site survey for the X-Watt battery cabinet. That's the physical enscores, or what we call cabinet. Two, developing and finalizing the RLP, or we call the rencana anggaran biaya. And three, completing the bill of materials, or BOM.
On the RAB side, we are still in revision. Some of the line items need to be rechecked, especially the quantities per item like the cable IYG16 and the DC-DC converter. The pricing is there, but we haven't locked in the final number yet.
Okay, I'm not dead on the uh, bill of material. Currently includes 10 items in the list. ESP32, STM32, line cable, AWG cable, PZ EM017, Max 485, DC-DC converter, SSRDC, and the enclosure. Most are sourced from Tokopedia and still marked as not yet ordered.
Sorry, Akbar, I can hear your voice. Can you
You want me to repeat?
talk again?
Okay. I will note all of those items on the BOM. Currently includes 10 items in the list as ESP32, STM32, LAN cable, AWG cable, PZEM 017, MAX 485 DC-DC converter, SSRDC, and the enclosure. Most are sourced from Tokopedia and are still marked as not yet ordered.
Okay, thank you, Albert. Now for the cabinet supply, we're still looking for a suitable enclosure for 8 slots. The key requirement is that it has to be modular and able to accommodate the VR and SWAT battery formats.
Okay. One thing to flag the system diagram we have right now still need revision, specifically the SSR placement on the discharging pad. Based on our latest review, we don't actually need an SSR on the discharge side, only on the charging pad.
Thank you, Aki. Let's move on to the technical aspect. Alright, let's move to aspect 3. Hybrid PV validation. This covers the testing protocol for using the BSS as a primary storage charged from solar panels and discharged to a load. Axel, can you walk us through what we are thinking?
Okay. So the core of tree is validating whether the BSS can function effectively as the primary energy storage unit in a hybrid photovoltaic setup. The charge input comes from the solar panel through the Zamdon hybrid inverter, and the discharge side goes to the load in our simulation. That's a fan and a light bulb. The validation protocol needs to include the first is charge and discharge,
6 minutes
cycle
okay,
logging,
moving to aspect 5.
voltage and current measurement at each watt using the PZEM 017 DC wattmeter uh, use temperature monitoring. All of this data needs to be logged with timestamp.
Uh, for the measurement tool, the PGM 017 communicates via RS 485, and we are routing that signal to the STM 32F4 through the MAX 485 module. So that equation is handled at the microcontroller level before going to the SP32 and then to ThinkSpeak.
The challenge right now is to really what we define the exact explanation. Yeah, things like minimum accuracy to solve important stuff. But now we have the case where what we pull and other instances we need to agree on this parameter.
Good, that's a 5 point. Right, let's mark that as open item. Defining the test parameter for aspect 3. Akbar, please capture that.
Captured action item define hybrid PV validation test parameters assigned to Aksha and Ekal.
Good. Let's continue to aspect 4. Right. Aspect 4, the UI display. This involves showing real-time status for each slot on either an LED indicator of or a TFT LCD screen. Rifano, can you read this one?
Of course, the display system needs to show at minimum 4 states per slot: charging, full, error, and empty. We are planning to use a TFT LCD screen connect to the ESP32. The screen will display this state along with estimate shock and the current and voltage reading per slot pulled from the PCM 017.
Okay, for the associate dimension, we are looking at column counting method. Generally, it's simple to implement with the current hardware setup. We can define it letter width and or CP from across
One thing to consider, we also want to show overall system parameters, not just per slot data. Things like total power consumption, system uptime, and maybe a summary of how many slots are active.
Agreed. The TFT screen layout will need to be split into two sections: a slot grid showing per slot status and a system summary panel at the bottom or on a separated tab.
That sounds reasonable. Is there any concern about the data refresh rate or processing load on the ESP32?
it might be an issue if explore simultaneously at high frequencies. We shall define a policy function, maybe every 5 seconds to avoid overloading the URP or NS485 bus.
Alright, that's another action item. Finalize the UI layout and define the polling interval. So, Akbar?
Noted, action item, finalize TFT UI layout and set polling interval assigned to Pinat and Eka.
6 minutes, Lutfi, moving to aspect 5.
Alright, we're going to last aspect. Last technical aspect for today, aspect 5, the cloud dashboard. This is about integrating our system data with an external monitoring platform. Eka, you have been looking into this?
Yes, the plan is to push from the ENP into the TeamSpeak using the Latin module. TeamSpeak allow use to create channel for each data state content current as machine control and visualize them in real time. Longer term, we also want to highlight the WDI 2005 and 2006 article art- article which use 360 dash as the primary support platform that will allow the BSS project to be
The key challenge here is data formatting. ThinkSpeak expect a specific GSON or field structure. We need to make sure the ESP32 firmware sends data in a format that ThinkSpeak can parse correctly.
Also, we should think about what happens when Wi-Fi connectivity is lost. We need a local buffer on the ESP32 or maybe this STM32 to hold data temporarily until connection is restored.
Good. Good thinking. That's an important reliability concern. Let's add that to action item. So define the data format and plan a local buffer strategy for offline scenarios. So Akbar,
Got it? Action item define ThinkSpeak data format and implement offline buffer strategy assigned to Ekal and AXA.
excellent. We are making good progress. So before we close, I'd like to open the floor briefly. Is there anything else anyone wants to raise or something to we have confirmed or a concern about the project direction?
One thing from my side, we should set a clear deadline for the RIB revision. Without a locked budget, it's hard to process with ordering components.
Agree. Let's start at the end of this week for this area efficient. Safi and Akbar, can you help coordinate that?
Sure, we can do that.
I'll follow up after this meeting.
Anyone want to ask?
Uh,
Anything or
no, Upi.
do you want to ask something?
Uh, can we talk about the next meeting?
All right. Let's see the next meeting for 1 week from today. Same format, we'll review what's been done and go deeper into implementation details.
Works for me. Set here a rep of the display channel structure ready graded.
All right, good. Let me quickly recap the action item before we close. Akbar, do you want to read them out?
Of course. Wait, let me check. Action 1, action item 1, update the system diagram, remove SSR from the discharging path. Responsible PNOT. Action item 2, define hybrid PV validation test parameters. Responsible, AXA and ECAL. And then action item 3, finalize TFTUI layout and polling interval. Responsible, PNOT and ECAL. Action item 4, define ThinkSpeak data format and offline buffer strategy. Responsible, ECAL and AXA. Action item 5, finalize AB revision by end of this week. Responsible, Arki and me, Akbar.
Thank you, Akbar. That's a solid list. Let's make sure all of this are done before our next meeting. Alright, I think that's covered everything for today. Before I officially close the meeting, I like to hear a quick word from each of you. Any final thoughts?
We stay with the time. That's all a good sign, good meeting.
Good. The next?
It are complete. I'll have the summary distributed by tonight.
Anyone?
I think your mic is still muted, Aksa.
Sorry, Akbar. What you say?
Your microphone is still muted.
Oh, sorry, sorry. Uh, I don't even say something.
Okay, sorry. Uh, let we continue. Lucy, we can continue this meeting.
So it's enough? Excellent. On behalf of the whole team, thank you for everyone for the focus and productive discussion today. Our next meeting is scheduled for 1 week from now. Let's keep the momentum going and make this BSS project a success. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.